Hello everybody, this is Darren Slaughter with DarrenSlaughter.com, and today I am doing a site review for Virginia Brodsky's PlatinumDBC.com. Virginia has a remodeling company in New Jersey, and we're going to get started with her review here. And first things first, we're going to go over and take a look at how long the site is registered for to make sure that she is getting a little bit of search result love from Google and the other search engines. So we'll go over and check that out. Okay, going over and taking a look at the Whois search, we see that the site was created back in 2009, and it looks like it is set to expire the end of this year, 12/30/2011. So Virginia, one of the first things I would do is I would make sure I would get in there and I would register the site for at least 3 years, more preferably 5 years. And again, the only reason that you do that is, all things being equal, if your content is the same as another site's content, there might be just a little bit of an advantage that a site that is registered for more than a year has over a site that is set to expire inside of 12 months. It's a trust factor that the search engines use in how they display search results. So go ahead over, whoever your registrar happens to be, get that changed over, or get that bought for another 3 years, 3 to 5 years, and you should be good to go there. All right, so now we're going to head on over to the home page. All right, here we are on the home page of PlatinumDBC.com. And first impressions are, I love the color choices. I think it's nice and fresh and clean, and I think it's a good choice there. And scrolling around and taking a look at some of the content here. All right, here's where I'm going to start. I'm going to start, I think one of the first things I could see is, obviously you're using a Word page or a WordPress backbone to run the site, and you're using a kind of a static home page here, which is fine. I'd like to see more of I'd like to see a sidebar here with a contact form in it, or some other method of contact. And I know you have it here. The problem is that your email address is cut off here, probably because you don't have the width of this particular section wide enough, so it cuts this off and it cuts this off. And I know that you have your address up here in the top, or your phone number up here in the top, and that's great. But I would definitely fix that. The other thing is the search. I would probably take the search out of the footer. I would probably take the recent posts out of the footer as well as the recent comments. And the testimonials section, the testimonials I would really rather see up here in the navigation somewhere. So really what I would do is I would probably remove everything here in the footer. If you wanted to have something down here, maybe a picture slider with some additional pictures in it. But like I said, I'd like to see the contact form, a contact form one here. I know you have this here, and it says the Get Started with Your Free In-Home Design and Investment Planning Meeting, and it says Contact Us. I'm going to tell you that there's not enough content there. There's not enough of an inducement on this home page to earn a viewer or a reader to contact you yet. So you're really not going to engage them with this one line to get them to contact you. You have some decent bullet points down here, and your communication and commitment is great. I would build that into content on the home page, and wrap that in a features and benefits kind of layout, and then ask people to contact you. But this right here, I think, is kind of a bit of a false start in trying to get people to take some of the next steps with getting in touch with you. So in looking at that, I also want to want to address the slider, the picture slider here. You have three things in the slider. One of them is get fabulous trends, tips, tools in remodeling. Sign up for our Get Real newsletter. Okay, fair enough. The next one is get peace of mind with our Platinum Cares Handyman Service. And the third one is earn a free vacation through our VIP referral program. Okay, of these three, the one I like the most is probably this sign up for our Get Real newsletter. But once again, there's not enough here. There's not enough on this page yet to get to move me to act. I need to get more out of this as a reader and a user, of a potential user of your service, in order to take that next step with you. So let's look at the next. Oh, my apologies. And when you click through to this, it kind of goes to just a standard drop your email, sign up. I really don't know what this is. Tell me a little bit more about what the newsletter is. How many times do I get it? Is it something I get every day? Do I get it once a month? What's going to be in it? Give me maybe an option to get previous issues that you've sent. But give me a little bit more here other than just a sign-up box with this same content that, as we go through the site, you'll see is pretty much in the sidebar of all of the pages. So go back to the home page, and the next one I want to look at is the Get Peace of Mind with our Platinum Cares Handyman Service. And I'm going to click through to this page, and I'll be going over this page later on in the review. But this page kind of confuses me in that you have here carpentry and repair services, and it's kind of a handyman program, which is great, but I don't see, if I'm landing on your site expecting to see things about remodeling, these two sliders, this one and this one, haven't shown me anything about what you guys do from a remodeling standpoint yet. And I imagine that's the bulk of your business, is kitchen remodeling, bath remodeling, things like that. So that's what you want to be talking about here on the slider. So we'll go to the third one. The earn a free vacation through our VIP referral program. I'm going to get into some more details on how I think you could better use the VIP program, the vacation program, later on. But again, I think here we're missing the ability to hit the reader just as they land on this page to learn about Platinum and what you do and how you do it. This is where you're going to pull people in by telling them how you do things and how it benefits them. So, and I think you have some decent content down here with the We Build With and the communication commitment. I just think it would be better laid out, kind of in a way that's, you could use bullet points in the content in the body of the page, but we're missing on a couple key points here. So I would put a couple paragraphs worth of content on this home page first, before I would try and induce somebody to contact us. Again, as I mentioned, the testimonials down here, I would absolutely have a testimonials spot up here in the navigation so that people can go and read about your testimonials there. You've got good social media links here. This link goes out to the blog, and I'm going to talk about the blog a little bit later, but I would take this off of the page, as you already have a link out to the blog directly from the navigation menu. So to kind of recap, I would change out these sliders to talk more about what you do in the remodeling side of the house. I would remove this and replace it with content that you create that talks about features and benefits. And I would probably remove the majority of this information down here, replacing contact information and a contact form in a sidebar. You can have that sidebar either over here on the right to make it look more traditionally like a blog, or you can have it over here to have it look more like a static website, whichever you prefer. But I think that's the direction I would go in there. So we're going to go ahead and start taking a look at some of the other pages on this site. Okay, here we are on the About page. That's navigated to here, so it's a main navigation page. So now let me click in here to the Meet the Platinum Team. All right, first and foremost, great headshot, Virginia. Great bio that you have here. I could tell you that, and this is going to kind of run static between, for the rest of the page reviews, is I would move the content information up here, which you have, with your email address in the contact section. I would remove the Twitter updates. I would also go ahead and take a look at maybe getting rid of this sign up box for the newsletter, since we can kind of capture all that on one particular page, and I'll tell you what I mean in a second. Okay, taking a look here at the testimonials. Again, this is, I'm going to kind of just repeat myself here. I would move the testimonials above the fold and get it up here in the navigation. I would remove the newsletter sign up, and I would replace this with a contact form to go along with the contact information you have here. And one of the other things I would do is I would remove, I know you have it later on in the site, you have sign up forms with the enter the numbers in order to verify. And I can tell you're probably getting a ton of spam, and you're getting that because you have your email address typed out here, and looks like so does Joe down here. So you guys are probably getting hit with a lot of spam unnecessarily, because there are spammers out there are kind of grabbing your email addresses off of here and using it to either send mail in your name or sending mail directly to you. So you can get away from that by just having V. Brodsky and then spelled out at platinumdbc.com, and people kind of know what that means on this page. So if you don't like the suggestion about the removing the newsletter sign up here, then give me more information on what the newsletter is actually about. So sign up for the Get Real newsletter. I have no idea what that means, so I'm probably not going to sign up for it. So if you gave me a little bit, you told me a little bit about what it is, I may have a little bit more of an incentive to sign up for it. So either remove it, replace it with a contact form to go along with your contact information, or at least give me a little bit of information about what the newsletter is. The other thing that kind of stands out on this page is the headshots. Virginia, you got a great professional headshot, but what happens is your professional headshot makes Joe's look less appealing. So I would suggest one of two things: either get Joe a professional headshot as well, or replace yours with one that's a little less formal. It's obvious to the eye, and you want me to kind of drill down into the topic, into the content about the two of you, versus concentrate on your pictures. So that's what I would suggest with that. The other thing is in looking at this page, it almost, and I could be wrong, but it looks like the spacing might be different with your bio versus Joe's bio. So your content looks kind of clustered together and tight, and Joe's looks like it's a little bit more spaced out. And that could just be me. It could just be my monitor, so I wouldn't worry about that. But it's just a suggestion. You may want to either break it up by adding another paragraph, maybe here where it says Joe furthered his career. If you just made that, if you spaced that out and made that another paragraph, that would be fine. Scrolling down, yeah, this is all part of the WordPress format that I would have this taken out of here as well. So let's move on to the next About Us page. Okay, here we are on the Platinum Process page, which you get to. It's the, I guess, the third page that you drill down in the About page. So you would go, let's just take a look, because navigation is pretty important here. Here's the About page, the Meet the Platinum Team, and then the Learn About How We Work, which takes you to the Process page. And I got to tell you, I think the content on this page is really good. I think it's great how you bullet point it, how you talk about the different phases and what your role is here. I think if you added some more benefits to the customer about how some of these things that you do benefit them, would help your conversion ratio. And I think what you're seriously missing here is a next step. You need to tell people what you want them to do when they get to the end of your page here. So whether that's a contact form, your an email address to email you, or your phone numbers, have something down here that takes them to that next step. The other thing I would suggest is this is great content for your home page. You remember I talked about your home page needing some content to talk about what you do and how you do it. I think this content here would look great on this page. And then it would give me a reason to reach out and get in touch with you. So I think if you could unbury this, I think you'd have a much better chance of generating additional interest by using this content closer to the top of your, or the home page of your site. But overall, I think the content is great. I think you hit on the points that you absolutely need to hit on. And if you just created some more benefits to the homeowner, I think it would help you even more. Okay, so we're going to move on to the next page. Okay, here we are on the Platinum Service area, and I'm going to make this quick on this page. Quite honestly, Virginia, what I would do is I would do one of two things. I would just either remove this page entirely, or I would have a colored map showing people what areas you reached. The reason I say that is people typically aren't finding this page, and search engines could look at this as a bit of localized keyword stuffing. So you could actually get penalized for having all of these towns, areas, and zip codes on this page. So I think there's a better chance, if you don't want to remove it and you do want to show a service area, then I would suggest you using a colored map and some content telling me, what areas, we service from Barnegat to West Creek and everywhere in between. Just something that, stimulates the reader a little bit more than just a list of towns, cities, and zip codes, and something that's not going to get you in trouble with the search engines. So that would be my suggestion with this page. All right, here we are on the Services page from the navigation menu, and the first one we're going to click into is Bathrooms. And in looking at this, Victoria, I like the content. I like the bullet points. It really does. It pops. It draws my attention to it, which is great. I think you would. I'm looking at this email form here, and I'm confused in that. Does this form capture the email address of the user? In other words, I'm just supposed to enter an email subject here, and I'm supposed to enter what my question happens to be, and along with the CAPTCHA here that I think you could remove. But does this form actually capture the user's email address? And if it does, great. If it doesn't, how do you follow back with that user? And the other thing I would do is this plan, your bathroom remodeling budget, it takes you off of the site and onto another site. And listen, the last thing you want to do is spend the time, energy, and sometimes money of driving traffic to your site to take people off of your site and somewhere else. Especially if they can go here, they could go somewhere off of your site and possibly fall into another remodeler in your area that does the same type of work that you do. So I would keep them on your site, and maybe I would use some type of worksheet or download a spreadsheet that they could use, or maybe that is part of the first meeting phase of the planning process. But I would take that out of there in order to keep people on your site. And as far as the contact info here, I know I addressed this, but I would have more of a traditional contact form, maybe, if you didn't put it up here in the sidebar. But you also want to put the next step that you want somebody to take, which is, and again, we install your new bathroom in a timely, professional manner. And by the way, we offer a mini makeover for under $10,000. And then tell me what you want me to do. So call us now, or email us now, or send us a message now, and we'll be sure to get right back to you. Something that tells the reader what they have to do to take a next step with you. So that's what I would have here, along with maybe more of a formalized contact, either form or information. Okay, so we're going to move on to the next page. Okay, over here from the services page to the flexible spaces, mudroom, and storage. First thing I would suggest is in the navigation here is, if your primary business is bathroom and kitchen remodeling, I would figure out a way to move this flexible spaces down the list a little bit and get kitchens up. But we're here, we're on the page, and it's good content, good description of what you do, nice bulleted points. I'd like to see a little more. I'd like to see a couple things. I would like to see more pictures. Maybe have a pop-up box that shows the work that you've done. And I'd like to see you to remove this drop zone areas, because once again, this takes us off of your site. And what you want to do is you want to prevent moving people away from your site once you got them there. If you can't provide this information on your page or on your site, then take it off. And again, I would improve upon the contact form or the contact vehicle down here for people to get in touch with you. So that's it. More pictures, more detail, remove the drop zone, and improve upon the content or the contact form here. So we're going to move on now to the, I believe, kitchens page. Okay, here we are on the kitchens page, which is the third one down in the services. And again, you give me nice bullet points, which I love. You give me the command central. You give me really some good, solid content in that paragraph here. Decent content here. Once again, I'd be looking more for jobs that you've done. Some before and after pictures, obviously. And again, here you take me off of the page and you take me to HGTV for kitchen ideas. I would really be looking for you to give me kitchen ideas on this page, or on a design page or something like that. But once again, keep people on your site. Take that out if you can't do it. Increase your content throughout this page. Give me a little more detail as to what each of these means. You also want to be giving me what the features are and what the benefits are as the reader. Once again, I would improve the contact form as well as what your next steps you want me to take are. Okay? Okay, here we are on the outdoor living page. And again, this is a bit of a running theme. Decent paragraph, decent bullet points, nice talking points. A lot of opportunity for you to expand out as far as content, as far as being able to talk about what you do, as far as giving readers the choice of either reading it or viewing it via pictures or video. And some jobs that you've done before and after pictures would really be great. Once again, I would remove this. This takes me off your page again. It takes me to iVillage. And I would make some changes, as I've said, to the contact form, and give me another reason what my next step is that you want me to do down here. So improve upon the content, increase the amount of content you have here, improve the images with more images, more video, and we'd be able to get better conversion on that page as well. Okay, and here we are on the spaces for men. And I got to tell you, when I saw this in the services category, I really was excited about it because I really thought this gave you an opportunity to, let me take a step back. Obviously the site, and I think the overall approach that, a woman talking to women when it comes to remodeling is such a unique selling proposition, Virginia, that I think, first off, there's some great opportunities for you to position yourself in a way that you can win a lot of business from the men simply for the fact that you're a woman in remodeling, and the majority of the people that are making the decisions on home remodeling are going to be women. So I love that overall aspect of the business, and I think that there's some great ways to address that and use that to your advantage going forward, not just necessarily with your site, but as a whole. But this particular Spaces for Men page really kind of, it tweaked me a bit, because I see and I hear a lot more that women are getting these for men. So the two things I wanted to see is I wanted to see a lot of content here to talk about the jobs that you've done and what you can do and how you can convert, and a lot of before and afters, because showing me a before and after really has a way of moving me through that sales funnel to pick up the phone and call you to have you come out and tell me what you can do with my place. But it seems like the further down I get in the services, the less and less content that you have on those pages. So I think you need to enhance the content that you have here. I think you need to talk about these bullet points a little bit more in detail. Again, you need to address the features and the benefits that you provide. I think having some great pictures or videos of some in-progress jobs or some before and after pictures would really do you a lot of good. Once again, I think you need to get rid of this man cave ideas if they're not yours. Don't drive people away from your site. And once again, the contact form situation that we've talked about. So I think this really needs a lot of sprucing up, this page, but I think there's a lot of opportunity here for you to really, really make a point with your typical reader on this page. So here we go on to the next page. Okay, here we are on the Aging Gracefully page. And obviously this is a page where you're talking about doing some remodeling to care for older parents, as we either bring parents into our homes or convert their own homes to be a little more user friendly as they need help with some things like doorways and things like that. And I got to tell you, Virginia, this is a huge segment over the next 5, 10, 15 years in the remodeling space. You obviously know that. You're obviously talking about it on your site. But again, I think you need to give me more in the way of content and how you do it and what you do, and show me before and after, and give me some video. And don't drive me away from your site with this learn about the growing trend of universal design. Here you're missing a huge opportunity here to really pull me in. It's almost like you could create this page as almost like it's two ladies sitting down in a Starbucks having a cup of coffee, and you having a conversation with the reader saying, man, I know it's tough, and I know it's hard to watch our parents get old, and we want to make sure that we care for them as best as possible, and this is what we can do for you to help you do that. So again, you're in a sweet spot here in the remodeling side of taking care of parents. I just think you need to enhance this content, remove the link away from your site, and again, fix up that contact page. So we're going to go on now to green building. All right, here we are on the green building page, and basically you get into talking about some of the benefits, environmentally conscious, some of the things that you do, and sustainable products. Okay. I think some of these bullet points need to be explained a little bit better. Energy audits, I'm not sure what that means to the user. What's the benefit to the user? Weatherization, I kind of get an idea. You can come in and kind of make some changes, help, insulate and things like that that can help save on my energy bills. What I'm looking here more, though, is for how you remodel using green technology and how you implement that into your projects. So once again, these two sections take me away. This takes me to Energy Star, and this one takes me to Eco House. But again, I'm more interested in hearing about or reading about or watching a video about what Platinum does to utilize green technologies, how you've done it already, what you've already done, and how you're doing it on existing projects or new projects or what have you. So again, some more before and after pictures would be great. Are there any certifications that you guys have that would make sense in promoting on this page? You want to talk about those certifications and make sure that you are letting people know that you are certified, lead certified, or what have you. So if you are, great, talk about it, let people know, because if they don't see it, they assume that you don't do it or you aren't certified. So that may be something that you want to add to this page as well. But again, it's a good start, but we need to kind of enhance the content with either additional contextual content or video and additional pictures. Okay, so on to our next page. Okay, I talked about the carpentry and repair services earlier in the video, and besides the topics I've discussed, the fact that you're taking people off of, the one thing that I was interested in seeing is see how you can win a free handyman for an hour. I was really hoping this was a promotion that you guys had on your site, but it takes me away to an HGTV page that isn't even talking about how to win that program for an hour. So if this isn't a promotion that you can run and you have a promotions section up here, then I would take that off. And honestly, in the grand scheme of things, considering the fact that you guys, I'm assuming, want to promote the kitchen and bathroom remodeling aspect of your business, to have a site on the page where you talk about doing small handyman jobs, I would honestly probably take that off of the site entirely. I would create a separate standalone website to market to people that need small handyman jobs, because I think it takes away from the appeal of Platinum being a major remodeler. So that would be my suggestion, would be to remove this page, create a separate standalone handyman website to talk about those particular parts of the business. Okay, on to our next page. All right, we are now on the promotions tab in the nav menu, and I click on the main heading, promotions. I get two. I get the fabulous trends, tips, and tools in remodeling, which takes us again to that lead capture form for the newsletter. Once again, if you want to have this here, give me some more details on what the newsletter is about. How can I get back copies? How often does it come out? Things like that, things that I've already talked about. And then the second one is a learn how to win a free vacation promotion. Now, this is a referral program Just right off the bat, you want to make sure you address the spelling error in the referral. And it says, refer your friends and family. A personal referral account for every client will be created. 1 point will be awarded. Okay, couple things with this. One is, I'm not sure what the referral is for. Is it a referral for business? And if it's a referral for new business, what kind of business? Like, are you going to give me a week's vacation if I refer you a handyman job to change an outlet? Or are you going to give me a week's vacation if I refer to you a kitchen remodeling job? Also, there's no way to contact you here. And I understand that you have it here, but you want to have a call to action on the end of every page, getting me into the sales funnel, so that you're able to start moving them through that pipeline to eventually, hopefully, becoming a client or customer. So to go back to the main heading, the main promotions page, I kind of thought about a couple of ideas or suggestions that I could give you to run specific promotions that could hopefully generate some new business for you. So first off, like I said, I would take the newsletter promotion out. That's not really a promotion. It's just a sign-up form for the newsletter, which I'm not really sure what that's about. The second thing is the free vacations for referrals. There's no descriptive idea what the referrals is. How do I get it? What do I need to do? So I would change that around a little bit, and instead, I'll start with the referrals. Why not offer the incentive to do business directly? And what I mean is this. I'll click into the page. If you can give me 2 people for 1 week to 7 resorts, why not build that into a remodeling project? In other words, if you come on board and you do a kitchen remodeling project, well, we'll send you away for 7 days. We'll send you away for a week, you and a loved one, or you and a guest, or whatever, to the destination of your choice out of 7 resorts, while we do the work, or after you do the work, or before, however you want to position it. But why is it just for referrals? Why not build it into your business line, your business model? Like, it's a huge inducement to get people to do business with you directly versus it being a referral promotion. The second thing I thought about from a promotion standpoint is, again, going back to the woman talking to women from a remodeling aspect. Why not have, this would be a perfect opportunity for you to have a promotion for a wife to buy a man cave program for her spouse. And it would be a nice, you could bundle it, you could do a set price. You could do a $2,999 man cave, and it comes with this, and this. So you could do a set price program where that's part of a promotion, and maybe you could build a vacation into that. So there's a lot of things you could do with the promotions page, and with a lot of things that you already do in the business line. Like, another thing you could do, and I'm not sure how you would position it from calling it a promotion, but you could rework the Aging Gracefully program and have, that could be a gift to somebody's parents, that you'll go in and you'll do, some retrofitting of the house. And that could be a program or a promotion that you do. You target 2 kids for their parents. And you would have the traditional, remodeling promotions that you would have. You do a kitchen, you get a, backsplash free or stainless steel sink. So there's some great opportunities for you to use the promotions page to really kind of move the needle on getting people into that sales process. So there's some things we could definitely do there that could help convert some traffic. Okay, so on to our next page. All right, here we are on the projects page, and this is, I'm going to take a look at this as a slideshow. And one of the things right off the bat that I would suggest to you is, I love the use of pics, of the pictures that you have. And I think that if you added some video, and we're going to wait here while it looks like your page takes a little bit to load. But one of the things that concerned, I'm going to go back to view it as a page. One of the things that concerned me is the majority of these pictures are computer generated images from, I guess, your design software, and they're not actual jobs completed. So I get that this is what's coming in, but you'd be much better served if you showed actual jobs done. Now, if you don't have the work done, if you don't have enough jobs under your belt, that's one thing. We just position this page differently as, well, here's our design method. Here's how we can kind of, prepare your project. And whatever you do have completed, because you obviously do have some projects on here of projects that you have done, then you can use the actual afters. And that's a beautiful kitchen there. Obviously, you can tell that's a real kitchen. Same thing there. Great den or family room. Great foyer. Great little man cave, if that's what that is. But then you're back to the computer-generated images. There's another real pic. That's good. So I think what I would do is I would at least label the CGI pics as such and say, these are, our design pictures. This room could be yours. But I would, you almost, I did a double take when I looked at the first one. I said, is that a real room? That's not a real room. That's a computer image. So you might put people off by not kind of explaining to them that that the pictures aren't real. Don't let them find out on their own. And the other thing is it's tough. There you go. Okay. And after you show people the projects, that's really when you want to hit them with some type of call to action here, along with some way to contact you. Okay? All right, now we're over on the blog page from the nav menu. And the blog page, what I would do is this is going to be a quick one. You have 2 posts on the blog. So what I would do is I would take the blog out of the navigation for right now until you had, between 10 to 15 blog posts in the can, so to speak, that were already posted on the site so that people can scroll through and see, anywhere from 10 to 15 existing blog posts that you already have. The fact that you have 2 hurts you a little bit, so I would take that off until you were able to kind of backfill that with some content. And finally, we're going to move over to the contact page. And the contact page is, again, the form where I'm not sure if it captures the email address or not. You'll know if, obviously, you know if it does or not. But here I'm looking for a little bit more information from you. Tell me a little bit. What are your hours? What's the, how can I call you? And I get that it's over here, but if you make some changes to the sidebar, you're going to need to include that contact information in here. So I think there's some help that you need with the contact page in order to get that to convert better for you and to get people to fill out the contact form. Now, when you have a full-blown contact form on this page, you don't want to get too ambitious with the information you want to capture. You just want to ask for a name, a phone number, an email address, and maybe the body or the comment section. Sometimes you can ask for an address, but if you're targeting women and you're going to have women read these pages, read your site, more times than not, women are uncomfortable filling out their address. They don't want to put their address on the form. So the only thing you make mandatory would be a name and, say, email address, and maybe the comments, so that obviously you have an idea of what it is that that they want to talk to you about. You don't make the contact form a sales tool. It's not there to sell. It's only there to get you enough information to be able to follow up with somebody and reach out and talk to them. So that's what I would change on the contact page. So I'm going to go back over to the home page now. Okay, Virginia, just about to wrap up the review of your site here. And I think overall, I absolutely love the female approach to remodeling. I think anytime you can have a female dealing with who is another female who is predominantly the buyer of your product and services, I think the better off you are able to close new business. I think overall, I think if you had a better use of your content, a better use of the features and benefits that your company has, as well as a better use of images and video, I think it will absolutely help with your conversion. I'd like to see more involvement from you maybe on the site. I don't know if you're camera shy or if you don't like to get in front of a video camera, but I think having you do some talking throughout the site with some videos, things like that would really help draw the reader into the pages and also help move them through the sales funnel to get them to reach out to you and contact you. And lastly, I think what I would absolutely love to see up here in the nav menu, like I said earlier, is a testimonials page with a list of happy customers that have used you in the past. So that's about it. I hope everybody enjoyed the site review, and Virginia, I hope you got something out of it, and I hope you put it to good use, and we'll talk soon. Thanks. Take care. Bye-bye.